Hey folks, Daily Landsblog here, and I admit all the time my limitations. I'm not an expert, I'm not a psychiatrist, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a social worker, so I don't know how to treat mental illness. But what I do know is I do know what it's like to suffer from a mental illness. And that gives me an expertise, I think, in the ability to share what I know. And I want to talk to one individual today, but this goes to anybody who's listening. I want to talk about suicide, and I have been conversing with someone who has walked the edge. And it's really important for me to share with you what I feel inside and why I think it applies to you. I know that you want to live, but I also know that there are times when you don't want to live, when the illness overcomes you, when the voices in your head tell you you're not worthy, that you're a bad person. And I think the way to combat that, besides doing all the obvious things, which anyone would tell you, which is to have a psychiatrist and a psychologist, and if you're really in crisis, you need to go for help because you want to live. Here's the thing. When you feel okay, you know that you want to live, that you want to survive this, and you have to make sure that the healthy you, or at least the reasonably healthy you, makes an impact on the sick you. And the time to do that is not when you are sick, it's when you are healthy. You have to think about this. How do you make sure that you get your message across to you when you're struggling, when you think I want to end it? What would you say now if you're feeling better or when you are feeling better? Because as you've said, it comes and goes and it comes and goes, and that's pretty common. What would you say, the healthy you, to the person that is the sick you, the person that is thinking about ending his or her life? Don't want to give away your sex. What would you say to that person? You would say to that person, number one, you do want to live. Number two, all the things that you think about yourself, they are not correct. You are not a bad person. You are a good person. You don't deserve any of this. You are a victim of the circumstances of your life. You are a victim of the other people that have lived in your life who have hurt you. What would you say to that person? And whether I'm talking to you or whether I'm talking to anybody else, find a way to communicate with the sick person when you're healthy. Now is the time to do it when you feel okay. Give the sick you reasons to live. I want to talk more about this tomorrow because it is really important. And I know that because I know what it's like to hear those voices. I know what it's like to not be me and to not remember who I am. And therefore, I know what it's like to need to be reminded by me when I'm healthy. SickNotWeak.com. 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. You want to live. You know you want to live. You have to convey that to the you when you think you want to die.